Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Tokwe Mark Odige. And with me, as usual, I have Alaja Nima Zibiri. Akashat Zibiri.
It's Juma this one.
Yes, so you gave it to us. You took us to Ilorin.
So, no.
Which one is this one?
Ouchie.
Ouchie.
Yes.
Ouchie. No, but this style, I associate it with.
No, this style. If you come to my place,
you see it very well.
The whole of it.
She spent almost 2 hours.
Trying to get it. Please, give her flowers. Give her flowers.
Mr. Zibiri told me to help him get what's the condiments, ingredients for any soup or any food I would like over the weekend. Because he wants to cook this weekend, just for clarity, Saturday and Sunday, Zibiri. It's not like you cook on Saturday and ask me what's for lunch on Sunday.
Yeah, the most difficult one.
I'm just hoping that he takes it as serious as he said it, because I did not solicit for it. I was just there minding my business, making food for him, and he said, I would like to reciprocate so he can get me ingredients for anything. So I'm looking forward to it. This morning he said I should stop looking like I'm in despair. It's okay, I'm looking like I'm in despair because I'm in need of something. Certainly thinking of something, but then I'm hoping that this weekend will be beautiful. I tried it. I tried it 1 year.
You know Atama?
I know Atama soup now.
From what side of the world?
I have friends that are from...
Oh, that's my soup. You just made me miss it.
Are you can you imagine? Yeah, so make him make Atama.
You have to give him suffer. No, like, you see,
sweating.
When it comes to this, is love.
Just
so give him his strength. Something that it will be easy for him to
I was
show.
shocked when he called his mom for recipe for groundnut soup that year. In 2017 when I tried it to give him the hardest one. And he pounded the yam for me.
Have you tried fisherman soup from
That's what
River State?
I think
you should try that.
But I'm the one getting the ingredients. So.
With all the condiments.
You don't have to stress yourself.
You enjoy it.
I love how you doing.
I love fisherman.
Yeah.
I'm
it's really
doing
nice.
very well.
Once you land in River State like this, just go and find it.
We eat it all the time.
I'm here. I'm a good cook. I do that, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I cook it so
come
well.
on, cool.
We shall discuss after this.
We should discuss.
Amatu, what's your plan for this weekend?
Yeah, I'm just going to stay at home and may probably watch movies. I have these series I've been watching, so I'll just continue watching them and then, map out strategies on how to continue for the next week, the business for next week and all. And then there's this issue of choose your battles wisely. Guess what? Yesterday, after the show, as I was going back home, I bought bananas. I bought bananas 7 bunch because I wanted to do smoothies later in the evening. Just for me to go to the kitchen in the afternoon, I just found out that 4 were gone out of the 7 bananas I bought. I was like, I was wondering, because it was just me and the driver, and he was the one that brought it in. I sat down and I was just thinking, I was like, obviously he has taken these bananas. So should I now go and start asking him, did you take bananas or in? I just sat down, I was like, well, it's time to choose your battle wisely. Let me just choose. It's not every time. Yeah, so let me just accept that these bananas are gone. And then next time, maybe when I buy my bananas, I'll just hold on to them.
It. Or you give instruction that this is not...
Or count it in front of the thief.
Exactly.
That you know the number.
No, he's not a thief. He just took it.
He took
it.
it.
Let's just say it like that.
He did not steal. How you doing?
I'm fine.
I heard you raking your delivery dispatch people, cost of fuel, business and all of that.
We are still trying to recover from the increase from 565 to 855 and then boom, 998. Sometimes we even get to buy fuel at 1,100 per liter.
Yeah.
And most customers don't want to agree that things are changing. They just want you to keep doing at old rates. But we are trying to keep up. It's a hard time for small business owners. But as it is with the business, weekends I like to rest. Because you see that Sunday, I don't want any stress. No calls, no business calls. I just want to rest. And then we have this series. We have this series we shoot sometimes with I and my guys. So we'll likely shoot some tomorrow. And Bad Friends series, and it's on YouTube, so people can go check out them.
Please send the link, let me watch.
We will, yeah.
So I'm speaking at an event tomorrow. I can't remember, it's in Surulere. It's to engage youth to be more, to participate more in governance, to hold government accountable, and I'm looking forward to it, but I can't remember the exact title of the conference. And I was really happy when it was a young person putting it together, and it's just in time for LCDA campaigns are going on, chairmanship campaigns will soon start for local government level, and we need to get more young people involved at that level. Yeah. Ramata, our makeup artist, told me that my skin is dark. I said, it didn't occur to me that I've been working a lot in the sun. I've been going to the site. I want to see what they are doing. Cement is not cheap. Only to realize that I put SPF on my face, but my hand is not SPF. So my hand, as compared to the rest, as in it is like really dark. I'm okay. Remember your body when you are sunproofing your face as well. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we're starting our front page review with The Nation, as usual. And the major headline, Edun, 10 trillion savings from subsidy removal for infrastructure others. So we're saving the 10 trillion naira that has been saved from subsidy will now be used for infrastructure and other things, while the World Bank urges government to push on with reforms. Bandits got weapons from corrupt security men, says NSA. JAMB okays varsity admission for under 18 until next year. Federal government gets 846,000 doses of malaria vaccines and the rollout in Kebbi, Bayelsa. Death toll in Jigawa tanker inferno rises to 166 as the ex-president Jonathan blames judiciary for crisis in PDP. INEC has fixed November 8, 2025 for Anambra governorship election polls, and the NG sets for workshop. So what story are we starting with?
JAM. So according to JAM's public communications advisor, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, JAM has released a statement titled JAM has taken cognizance that due to different reasons, some institutions expect 2024-2025 admission to run through July 2025. So without compromising the standard or infringing on the individual institutions' admission policy, the board has now decided to allow any willing institution to admit candidates who will be 16 years old by August 31st, 2025, as long as their standards set by the institution qualify such candidates, but couldn't be admitted only because of age. So now, for those who have been affected by the Education Minister's new policy of 18 years for admission into higher institutions, this has become an exception. So there's now been an exception for you guys till 2025, August 31st. Any child above 16 and below 18 for that 1 year period can still qualify for admission in interested institutions. I'm taking the story because I got a feedback after our hot topic on that topic that a young girl, an exceptional student in Kaduna, she had over 300 and something, I think 380 something in her JAM, was refused admission across all the higher institutions she had applied, including private universities. And her parents were really heartbroken because of it. But now, I've sent the story immediately to her cousin, hoping that they can now approach. The parents didn't even intend for a federal, they wanted a private university. But most of the private universities are saying because they are private, they will be the first to be picked.
Yes, if they disobey.
Yeah, she's an exceptional candidate.
So I have the story of the malaria vaccine. They said Nigeria has received 846,000 doses of the malaria vaccine from Gavi. This is to combat malaria. They said the vaccine proves to reduce malaria cases and mortality among young children. And also, Nigeria is the third country to adopt it, ahead of Ghana and Kenya. They said the minister noted that the arrival of the vaccine marks a historic milestone in Nigeria's fight against malaria and will significantly enhance the country's ongoing efforts to eliminate the disease. It has long been overdue. And they also said that the government has developed a strategic distribution plan to prioritize regions most affected by malaria, particularly in rural areas where access to healthcare is limited. The rollout will begin in these high-burden regions before expanding nationwide. I think malaria is affecting everybody.
Malaria actually kills more than many other diseases. It's the highest
Long
killer.
overdue.
So
and
this
I'm
is a
happy.
good move.
Yes, I'm very happy.
I know you have a story.
Yeah, so bandits got weapons from corrupt security men, says National Security Advisor. 2,400 illegal arms destroyed. Anti-terror war at advanced stage. So we got on the nation that bandits and terrorists, they are getting sizable numbers of their arms and ammunition from insiders, security men. So this was made known by Nur Rubadu, who is the NSA person. And he has said that they've destroyed, seized and recovered 2,400 illicit small arms and light weapons in Abuja yesterday. He said that it's really hard for the security agencies to fight because they have insiders who sell this ammunitions to the bad guys and give information. Imagine selling ammunitions to your enemies and they come in to kill in your own place. So he has said that they are moving from the normal fight they are doing and they are going to get fighter jets and drones that will help in the fight against terrorism in Nigeria. So, but it's a good move anyway.
Yes, it is. We've always suspected it, but now that they have proof to say that it's compromised security men, which means that they have access to the ammunition and they're the ones supporting the bandits. We hope that we'll see improvements in the security infrastructure within the country. Moving on to the Punch major headline. Skyrocketing inflation, Nigerians lament hunger. World Bank says 129 million trapped in poverty. That's 129 million Nigerians are trapped in poverty. Commodity prices jump up by 45.9% under Tinubu as small business owners lament downturn. Government orders discos to replace phased-out meters, and cholera has killed 378. Cases have risen to 14,237. That's from the NCDC. So cholera is still happening big time. OPS carpets the President Tinubu's reforms. CSO demand cabinet shake-up. We're all waiting for that cabinet shake-up. Somebody has the story. Then tanker explosion. Federal government promises to rebuild raised Jigawa town. And Rivers offers 100 scholarships as Wigwe Varsity kicks off. So what are we?
Okay, so I have the discourse. The federal government, through the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, has said that there's no directive to phase out Unistar meters, but they have ordered the discos that even when meters are to be phased out, they must be replaced. No resident who has obtained the Unistar meter. So Unistar is one of the meter manufacturers that the discos have been using their meters, but that meter will soon need to be phased out because it cannot be upgraded. And so due to technology, it can't be upgraded. Over time, they will have to phase it out. But the government says there's no such directive to phase it out immediately, but eventually it will be. So government is saying with a 7 million deficit of metered people, they cannot allow discos just phase out a set of meters without replacement. So they've also said that, yes, even on they can obtain, they talked of the measures under the MAP system. You can meter and then you refund with units, and so that the resident consumer obtains the meter fully financially, and then the discos pay it back with units.
Electricity.
So you can use that kind of arrangement to replace, but do not leave a person unmetered.
And it's important that we don't even... What has been going on is because the newer meters tend to read faster-ish, according to those that have moved from the old meter system to the new one. So they go to people that already have meters, and then they want to upgrade them, where there are many Nigerians that are not metered. So let's focus on getting everybody metered before now starting to upgrade the other ones that exist. We'll take a break now. When we return, we will continue with the front page review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most...
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we're still doing the front page review and we're on Punch. You have a story.
Yeah, so skyrocketing inflation, Nigerians lament hunger, and World Bank has said Nigerians we are dwindling into poverty. As of 2018, there was this report that we were around 40.1% under the poverty line. But as of 2024, it's now 56%. It means that 115 million Nigerians were living within the poverty line. But right now, additional 35 million Nigerians have been added to the line. As it is now, it's like there's nothing like a middleman. It's either you're rich or you're poor. And it's very appalling because over half percentage of Nigerians are poor. If you have 51 point something percent, it means that it's already 1% above the half percent. So a lot of Nigerians are suffering in hunger, and this poverty line, they've attributed it to different factors: COVID, disaster, insecurity, and everything that has to come with events that have happened in Nigeria. So World Bank is saying 129 million Nigerians are trapped in poverty. You know what? Do you know what it means to be trapped in poverty? As a matter of fact, a lot of Nigerians are struggling to even survive. No one is talking about saving for tomorrow.
You have no idea the conversation I was having with my house girl. When I saw plantain, I counted it. I said 555 for today, 555 for tomorrow. The remaining 3, enjoy, because like they would have just finished everything.
Yeah.
We don't. There was Ishironi. You have to put calculation to everything right now. Ramatu, you have a story.
Yes, I have a story on the scholarships as Wigwe University takes off. They said Governor Fubara has awarded scholarship to 100 students of the Wigwe University, Isiokpo, in the Ikwere local government area of the state. This came after while the late Dr. Herbert Wigwe commenced academic activities 8 months before his demise. They said after his passing, there were palpable fears in some quarters that the university may not take off as planned. Well, Mr. Fubara has come out and said that the government will ensure that the vision of the philanthropist from the institution will not die. And therefore, he has awarded scholarship to 100 students. And he also said that he has looked at the institution's curriculum, and he said that he's happy and is satisfied with what he can see in the curriculum. So go ahead and apply for the scholarships.
Okay, fantastic. I'm happy that the school, people were a bit scared that the school might not, but they have a strong board of trustees. I even know that I think
I have a friend.
yes, people are actually actively working to maintain that legacy, and I'm happy the state governor is also supporting, because once you have more universities, the business activity would start around that area. I want to take a story about, very sad story about from Jigawa State, where a tanker explosion has caused death of 166 people. Our heart goes out to all the family. The Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau has launched an investigation into the accident. It happened in Niger Town, Taura local government area, and in the statement, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, the Public Affairs and Family Assistant, Mrs. Bimbola Oladeji, said the Bureau is aware of the explosion, and this explosion was caused by a petrol tanker, and according to them, they have deployed experts to probe the incidents and get the details of what's happened and how it can be prevented. They also shared their condolences. The governor has assured that the community affected will be rebuilt. Also, the APC, the national chairman of APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has commiserated with the people and the government, and he said he's saddened and that they would also support in the rebuilding of this community. It was a really grave incident, and our heart goes out to the entire community, everybody involved in that community.
Yeah, and you know how people go to scoop fuel when these things happen?
Did that happen to you?
Yes, I saw something online.
That was what
happened. People go to scoop fuel from those spilled products, and you know that kind of volatile situation,
yes,
anything can cause fire.
Definitely.
So I think we should keep enlightening people that the cheap fuel you get for maybe you save 10,000 and 20.
And the number of lives that can be, yeah, exactly.
It's so sad.
Moving on to Daily Sun. Major headline carries Bauchi governor knocks President Tinubu, says president's reforms are not working, and he warns of possible attack on political leaders, says he's doing his best to reinvent Nigeria, says Kalu. In other news, I have no interest in Ohaneze presidency. That's from Joaquim. God will judge you if you are doing right. Fubara tells judges. NGE, Imo government, UNICEF engages editors on Southeast South-South challenges. How government arms end up in the hands of criminals. That's from NSA. And the cholera story, which has gotten as high as 378 people dead. What story are we taking in?
Okay, go with George.
I've been waiting for you to take this Fubara story. Like,
the Fubara was at the... He was speaking at the opening of the 2024-2025 legal year and the rededication service at the Cathedral Church of St. Paul's Anglican Communion in Diobu in Port Harcourt. And Governor don't look at the judge, say, go with George. Go with George, or the judge. That, you know, many of them who, he says, he claimed, smeared their conscience to canvass what is unprofessional, an aberration to just to please their paymasters. I don't know what he was referring to, but he said some of you said you are legal luminaries. You know the truth, but you will go on air just to pacify your paymasters, to turn the law upside down. We all know the law, and when it comes to issues that have to do with administration of governance in the state, it is within the jurisdiction of the state high courts. I'm referring to the judgments that are conflicting his interests from the federal. He said it doesn't matter whether you joined INEC or the police, it is a state matter. I am not a lawyer, thank God he admitted, but I know that one, and you stand and you say you are doing the right thing. So
the appeal court said that he can't present his budget to...
He doesn't have a house. This governor say he no be lawyer and says he doesn't need a house to form quorum. He needs 4 people to pass an appropriation bill. Fear of God catch me. But it's good that he said he doesn't know judges to be judged. So thank God he said God will judge everybody.
God will judge the person that is presenting to minority. Moving on to Vanguard, major headline. Federal government reforms not working. Bauchi governor counters World Bank. Hardship fueling voter apathy. That's political party warns. Jigawa explosion, I've taken that story. Flooding. Relocate from riverbanks. Federal government warns Nigerians. I wonder where they are meant to go to. Federal government inaugurates panel to toll $112 million. Abuja, Kefi, Akangwa, Makurdi roads. So they want to toll this entire road. Why Naira is worst performing currency from experts. Politically motivated.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's
Please,
leading...
who has that story?
I have that story from Benin City, the condensed natural gas CNG.
That is our solution.
I'm telling you. So
I've been seeing
this
a lot of videos
explosion
on that.
happened, and it has caused a lot of panic out there, you know, because everyone says CNG is good. In fact, I even saw someone who said he rode to somewhere and he spent just 1,000 something as against 25,000 that he spent. So this particular CNG vehicle exploded at NIPCO filling station in Benin and Benin Aochi Expressway. So according to the explanation given by NIPCO, they have come to say that it's because of substandard CNG. So the welder who converted the car used a substandard CNG. That caused
That's the cylinder.
Okay, so
yes,
it's not
cylinder.
That's why they're emphasizing on what you convert.
Of course,
I don't
yeah.
think CNG is bad the way I've seen those
Yeah.
videos. Because I see CNG tankers, none has exploded.
Yes,
So you see a good job refurbishing the ones that are, and then you go and carry weather.
hot.
it is with even cooking gas at home, you know. You have to be really
But
careful.
they are converting them
using...
for free. So why are they going to meet...
No,
they're not converting for free.
Now, what are the
Government
locations?
was
of
converted for a
it?
few people.
And
Few
what
people
are
with
the
public
locations?
transports, you know.
We need to know the locations, reliable people to
Yes,
go to.
So
exactly.
NIPCO are positioned for CNG. I know that one. And if you go through their stations, you see there are other ones that we've seen. And so go to them, let them convert for you. They have the...
If it is too cheap, run away from it.
200,000 and you see someone who is doing it for 50. Would you want
Yes,
to go
if
to
it is too cheap, run away from it. It is not cheap to convert to CNG.
Yeah.
Cheaper ones might be substandard and it might lead to explosion.
So I have the governor of Bauchi State. You know,
Okay.
answer that World Bank Oga. They said that we should do this for another 10 years before... We should sustain these reforms for another 10 years. He said, no. He said, before they will beat us, he says, we cannot continue like this. There's hunger in the land, saying the federal government should not be dogmatic about the issue. The governor said, people are hungry, and that people of this status, of his status, face the threat of being lynched. And that's the truth. Everybody now looking at somebody that has a regular, that you are even going and coming. They don't know whether it's easy, but they just see that you are making
like
it
you're
work.
better off.
So, you know, the people are desperate, and I agree with him. I saw that when the World Bank Oga was talking, the Minister for Finance and Economy was immediately agreeing. In doing this, find ways to buffer the people. That's most important.
Yeah, so I have the story of people saying, yes, they relocate from riverbanks, and you're telling them to relocate from riverbanks, and tell, where are they going to go to? The federal government is not even making provision for, you know, where they're going to go to and all. And this is a natural disaster that, you know, it has been there since. We're just supposed to have been prepared. They said, has advised Nigerians living around riverbanks along the River Benue Basin to quickly move to safer grounds. They said that the River Benue has reached the flooding level due to increased rainfall. And also, the River Niger too, they should all move around out of the River Niger side too. And they said that, saying that the management of Kainji and Jeba dams were working to control the flood waters. The level of the water is already getting very high. So they need to do something and move as soon as possible. This is what I'm saying. The federal government needs to move in and help these people move to better
Along the
places.
flood. Yeah, well, we need definitely. So just a final story, very funny one I found in the papers. They said Niger has taken over Benue as a food basket, came from the commissioner. So the commissioner for Niger State, as well as the governor for Niger State, speaking at the celebration of World Food Day, which held in the Legbo Kutigi Conference Center, Mina, said that Niger is not trying to feed itself anymore. Niger has now taken over from Benue State as the food basket in terms of their ability to feed Nigeria. They said that there are critical challenges facing Nigeria based on high cost of living, economic realities, insecurity, climate change, which aggravate food insecurity. But that they are doing a lot of states is doing a lot of strategy to help to ensure that they are able to supply food. They have explored 3 million hectares of arable land with enormous water bodies and attributes of 223 grazing reserves, 94 forest reserves to harvest the potential in the green economy associated with gains in productive agricultural purchases. A whole lot more was said, but I feel like this is something every state should aspire, especially can aspire towards. Benue can come out and say, by next year, we'll take over back and we'll have results to show for it.
Yeah.
It's healthy competition.
Yeah.
When we compete on that level, we will have more food and we'll start reading of positive stories like this. That's what we can take on front page review for today. When we return from the break, we'll have a sponsored segment. Stay with us, be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Yi Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of night.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the show right now is the Chief Regional Officer of Jomav Homes and Properties Limited, Elizabeth Adeoye. Elizabeth, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, we've had a lot of real estate people come to the show, and they always pitch real estate as a strong investment opportunity, you know, especially for this season. And I would like you to explain to us what are the key benefits of real estate investing compared to other investment options available today.
Okay. Thank you very much for the question. The truth is, real estate will always remain the most secured investment compared to other investments like the stock market or cryptocurrency, which we all know that can be volatile. So with this, we are very sure that this investment will give you stability, to give you steady cash inflow, and as well, it will ensure that you are secured with your investment. So it's actually a strong investment in the 21st century.
Okay.
I thought Abigail would go first.
Okay, so how do we deal with this aspect of it? Like, a lot of persons have a bit of reservation when it comes to dabbling into real estate in Lagos State. Okay. Some say government can come for demolition and the rest of them after years of buying a particular property. How do you try to do your due diligence so people don't fall into the wrong hands?
Okay, I actually want to talk about the due diligence because people just rush into investment. When people hear about a plot that is ought to be selling for 500 million naira and you are seeing it for 100 million, without doing due diligence, some persons just jump into payment. At the long run, they will not discover that probably the documentations are not correct. So for anyone going into investment, I encourage you go for due diligence first by taking note of vital information and documentation which should be on ground before you proceed to your investment.
So do you give them your document if an intended buyer asks for, your survey and certain other documents?
Yes, we give it out. We give it out. Okay. Your survey, the COO, you can have a copy and see for yourself before you start your investment with us.
Okay, so I believe that you already have estates, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so what are the benefits that you give to your people living in the estates?
Okay, there are a lot of benefits. I think this will just bring me down to some of the facilities we have on grant. And if you invest with us, what you stand to gain. For example, in our estate, we have 24 hours electrification powered by solar energy. Okay. And because of the situation in the country now, we understand that to get 24 hours power supply, it's actually difficult. So we have a solar farm where we give out solar to, there's light provision for residents in our estate. And as you can see on the screen, we have about 200 to 500 residents already that are using the solar farm, yes. So other facilities we are bringing on board includes good road network, the effective drainage system. We understand to avoid flooding that we've discussed earlier, and also recreational centers which include children playing grounds. We have long tennis courts, basketball courts, and other activities that are involved with.
Okay, so I see you're wearing orange jakarta.
Yes.
On your t-shirt.
Yeah, orange jakarta is one of the most promo that we run in the company, and is one of our biggest initiatives in making everybody a landlord. And we come about having a lot of package attached to it. You can do initial deposit of 25,000 with minimum, and as well
25,000 naira.
Yes, deposit.
Are you serious?
Yes. Then also you can enjoy 25% discount on
outright.
Yes, if you pay outrightly. Oh, wow. So with that, and also there are amazing gift items that accompany that you can get for this festive season. You can get cow, goats, bag of rice,
I paid 25,000. Give me rice.
Give me cow.
Terms and
Please,
conditions.
Cow.
Please, she's already saying terms are conditional,
No,
because
I to start paying from
no, the truth is, if I come here and tell you that pay 25,000 and get cow, you should know that.
There's something fishy going on.
Yeah, but we don't know whether you are ready to just help like that.
Well.
Since you say it's Jakarta,
Yes.
God can use you to put smile on the faces of many Nigerians
Let me say something on that. Since it's Jakarta, you can enjoy 25% discount, and as well you are getting gift items.
Okay.
So you are celebrating the festive season. You don't need to think about buying a cow, goats, or rice towards this season. You are doing two things at the same time. You are buying a land, you are using the gift items you get from it to enjoy the festive season. So that's why we have it orange.
Where are these estates that are 25? You can do
25,000.
Okay, currently we have our estate located in Abuja. That is a paradise. That's around Karu.
Okay.
Yes, opposite Navy Estate Phase 2.
Okay.
That's the location. That's our Paradise City Parks and Garden Estate. Then also we have Eden City and Empire City located in Ilorin. That's Kwara State. Then also Ilorin. No, Ilorin. Amoyo, Ilorin. Yes.
So how can potential investors get started with your package?
Okay, for anyone that wants to invest with us, you can just check the contact on the screen, or you visit our website at www.jomavonsproperties.com. So I think I didn't finish the location of our estate.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes. So aside the Eden City and Empire City in Ilorin. We also have Sunshine Parks and Garden Estate. That's more or less like our pioneer estate, located in Akure in Ondo State. We have the Avila, then we have Dublin City, Bodilon, that's also in Ondo State. Then in Ondo City, we have Crystal City Parks and Garden Estate. Then the last location is in Ado-Ekiti, that's Dublin City and Springfield Parks and Garden Estates.
It's interesting the way you opened up your real estate company is opening up the southwest. Ondo, Ekiti, Akure is in Ondo State, you know. So people that are looking for properties in Kwara State as well. So that's good. Can you read out the numbers in case somebody didn't get it, or just the website again?
Okay, you can contact us on 081-3815-9340 or our website at www.jomavomsproperties.com, or you can visit any of our social media handles, probably on Instagram, Jomavoms, Twitter, and the Facebook, any of our social media handles.
Thank you so much. It was nice having you with us. I know that they would, people can reach out to you, and they already have how to go about that. That's all we can take on this segment. When we return, hot topic, sizzling hot, celebrity gist. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Yifadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
It's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
at this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, Yifadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
It's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You scissors. What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past few years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company, not just in Nigeria, but throughout continental Africa, to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well?
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Yes, you're still Your View, and the hot topic today is what is trending. On Fridays, we like to do celebrity gist, what is trending online. Some of the personalities I'm not a fan of, but we'll still give you the gist so that you are up to date on what is happening in the streets of social media. A man posted about the fact that Nigerians can be seen as on our character is shifting as money is shifting. So Kogi Rebel says that the man who lost total respect for Don Jazzy for sending Bobrisky money while he was in jail collected a whooping sum of 100 million naira from the same person he lost respect for without returning the money. They say integrity. I say it is subjective. I think that for the right price, people will do things they accuse others of doing. We all want the same thing in different ways, finding ways to justify our actions in society. They say it is charity. It's more like thieves who take money from innocent and go to church to pay tithes and offering. It's like politicians who loot the treasury and sprinkle some good deeds here and there. Nigerians will always shift the goalpost because we are people divided by multi-plural identity. Anyway, the long and short of this story is that Don Jazzy gave Very Dark Man 100 million naira. People have come to say, Very Dark Man, how can you collect money from Don Jazzy? Don Jazzy is the person you say his way is not straight when he gave money to Bobrisky, and you did not have enough integrity to reject the money that was given to you. Brings the question, how Nigerians, a few Nigerians, let's not generalize, we're not all like that, a few Nigerians can be subjective in how they deploy their integrity, and how some people will say corruption is real until it's your cousin that is corrupt. Corruption is real until your brother becomes governor. Corruption is real until your family member is now in position of power. You say, hey, when they were chopping their own, let me chop my own. But your voice was loud when they were chopping their own. So Nima, over to you.
It's funny the way it came to me. You know, I've never been a fan of Very Dark Man. I think he makes a lot of unguarded statements. You know, when you like to be heard, you like to hear yourself. You'll be talking, really not reasoning about the things you say. So I've always taken him with a pinch of salt. But in my house, my husband believes in his cause. He thinks that since Gani Fawemi died, we've not found a Nigerian that is standing up for everyone. I said, no, you can't compare the two. Gani Fawemi was a learned person. Very Dark Man is just one Nigerian who thinks if I trend, I'll have followers. And you know social media pays. I just found out that TikTok pays.
That's why we are TikToking right now.
So, you know, the more views you get, that's where they make their living. Gani Fawemi lived a honorable selfless life. He died like that. And his children can show some legacy. But you have one man with a dark history somewhere show up from nowhere. no explanation, nothing. I always worry about the source. Where are you starting from? How much are you the personality we want that want to uphold everything that we would love about Nigeria? How much of your life would we really love? And so when he started his activism, I didn't quickly follow it. I once in a while would see it and I would just walk up past, you know. And eventually it trended because he found Bobrisky's audio. We would all love to consume what he was releasing, but then he dragged the Falanas who at one point or the other helped him into it all and said, you knew he was saying something wrong. He was saying, I can't believe this. I'm disappointed in the Falanas. And in that, for me, I couldn't just consume that. And eventually, because they are lawyers and they will not allow it, like they're not the ones who will send him a DM and be begging him, they went to court. So an ex parte order was given, which I took during the week, this week, I think on Wednesday, where the court ordered him to, first of all, go and withdraw all the publications while the substantive matter will still be heard as to a 500 million damages that they had brought before the court. And so this started. In that same video, everybody who helped Bobrisky,
he yabbed them.
Not yab them. They were guilty of association by association. They were guilty of helping Bobrisky. Just by associating with Bobrisky, they had done something wrong. So we did not even look into the system. I had said that, you know, charges are usually dropped every day. Lawyers know it. We sometimes go to court and our investigator will argue our matter at investigation stage. And we might not go to court because the substantive matter will not hold, or maybe because a reputation. Sometimes, even the NDLA has said it, most first offenders cases are dropped. And we sat here because he did a video, Nigerians consumed it, and we're calling out all the agencies. Everybody was shouting corruption, corruption, corruption everywhere. Until you reach your turn, you want benefit. You go say, you don't know the system could do this. And he said that. And they were all rushing and consuming it. And one of the people who were also brushed with the dirty brush was his benefactor today. He called him that I found out you gave such an amount of money to this person. So they are all friends in the same business. I, for one, cannot stand Bobrisky for being the kind of personality he is. I don't consume his own too. I don't like him. I can't stand him. Do you understand? But I cannot see people gather him to stone him and join. So I might most likely, when he's down, help him to a hospital. He's human.
Which is what a human being
Which is what most people would do. So those people who helped him, as we were brushing them, I was wondering, he too, can he stone Bobrisky to death? I don't understand what he's insisting on. But he called out everybody who helped him as if they were guilty of a cover-up. He called Falls an homosexual for being with him. He called the father something else for being with him, for helping him. Even if once they share a phone call, you rubbish them in that audio. And finally, you are before the court in a defamation civil case, and you might be paying a huge amount as damages. The matter the court has not ordered. It's most unlikely, Tope,
that the
exact amount is what the court orders. Usually, the court mitigates it based on status, or maybe, you know, it's not usually punitive in civil matters. And so, it's not 500, but you know, because their social media people have gone,
they said, as in the way they posted it online, it looked like they said it should pay 500.
They've already said it should pay.
When that was just a case in court.
Nigerians, because of, you see, education is still not a scam.
No, people are
sympathetic to where they like. People are hungry in Kano streets, Ebute Meta. People are hungry. This morning at Mautu, I saw a situation that broke my heart. People are really, really genuinely hungry. But we are on social media, and that's where our sympathies are. And 500 million naira is presently being raised
for
as
someone
preparation. And even let me down throw my shade to the benefactor too. Even Don Jazzy throws his money where he thinks his friendships are. He gives Bobrisky for whatever sentiments he considers. And now, very, very dark man, he believes he's in scores. In Don Jazzy's own words, let me read it. He says he has sent this money to him. He donates 100 million to the social activist, very dark man, his charity. And according to him in the video, he says he got an alert and he received the money. And Don Jazzy calls him and said, I'm donating this because I believe in your cause. I believe you will be transparent in disbursing the funds. And so he was generous to him.
But I know Don Jazzy's followers will say that Don Jazzy does a lot of giveaways. A lot. He's very
of charity.
He's a very charitable person. Yes, we might think that this 100 million should be can be better put in many other places. There's a particular lady that cooks in the north. I think it's Kano. She cooks on Fridays, and she does videos of cooking on Friday. Really nice, wholesome meal for our Marjories that she would, this 100 million would feed for a month, many people, which, or maybe instead of her doing every Friday, she can then do Monday to Friday safe and provide food for them. So there are a lot of people that would feel that way. But my question to you, Ramatu, is that, do you think that very dark man, based on the fact that you said you called somebody, because I know you're not interested in the gossip, but I want your opinion on the integrity, that if you call someone that I totally lost respect for this person and the person sends you money, would you collect the money? Or you will say, I've lost respect for you, even though I need the money, I'll return the money back. What would you do?
Well, I'll collect the money. Oh, I'll collect the money now. I didn't ask him for it. He just decided and said, I'm going to give you money.
No,
I'll collect it.
No, be you put advert out there, say you're raising up.
Oh, but he doesn't have
million.
the 500 million to bail himself now. It's obvious he does not have that kind of money.
It's not
obvious. And that is where...
He's preparing for the court judgment.
He's preparing for it. Oh, but let's, like other Nigerians have assumed that they say you should pay 500 million. Is that not why they are...
Well, how can you take money for charity from someone that you say is morally irrepressible?
Yes.
How can you take money for... And I know you will not. You're just saying that I'll take the money is a lie.
Take the money
if you believe that the person is morally, like, you believe this person does not represent my value.
But we're talking about a very dark man now. And me, I'm not a fan of him. And it's one of the reasons why I always say that. In fact, when I heard that story, when he came out, I was like, social media needs to be regulated. It's not just everything, everybody. You just come out because you're chasing clout, and then you just start saying a lot of things, implicating a lot of people. Now he has been implicated. Now he has an issue in front of him. Now he can't even handle the issue. Now people are now contributing money for him to be able to face whatever it is that he has brought upon himself.
Anyway, okay, so, let me hear from. I know Abigail followed this story, and Abigail has an opinion.
That's your story.
No, but really, if you want to talk about the story itself, good. But we might first establish this story, then move on to talking about the integrity issue. We've seen Reno. Reno used to be for and against, and now he's for. We've seen Femi Fani-Kayode speak from different corners of his mouth. We've seen even the minister for FCT say things, and there's video showing he said A and he's doing exactly the opposite of what he said. So we've seen that, and Nigeria, as a Nigerian, I feel like you start beginning to think every Nigerian is like that, and we'll talk about that later. So let me just get your opinion on this particular one.
I followed up on the VDM Bobrisky story because, of course, it was in the news. Even if you didn't want to, you will actually, it's
have an
there
idea,
in your face. So I saw the video, and in defense of Very Dark Man, I don't think he actually came out to say, Don Jazzy, I am disappointed. The way he said it, he implied that unless they come to defend themselves, that, he wasn't expecting a certain stuff from a certain people. So he didn't just come out to say, Don Jazzy, you decide, you fall my hand. So that's from the video. But of course, from the implication, when he talked about Falz, he implied that Falz was homosexual. So that was glaring. That aside, this VDM Bobrisky story has actually opened up the canker one that we have in Nigeria, selective righteousness, selective self-righteousness. As that Kogi Bon, I think he was the one who posted that. I actually believe that most of us are selective in our judgments. You know, we want to say, the government is bad, this person is bad. But when the person is in our family, we want to hide it. We want to fight other people. We want to defend the things that just to cover up for ourselves. Now, because of the money on social media and internet, right? A lot of persons are doing what they can to survive and earn a lot from internet. That's the case of Bobrisky. You know, when he stood in front of the court and he was asked, are you a man or woman? He said, I'm a man.
So,
and he does those things most times for content. And when we compare before and after of Bobrisky, you will actually say, okay, this thing actually helped him because it has drawn him away from poverty. Whether he's gay or not, I don't know. So the lifestyle he's portraying, although it's against our culture, but I actually feel that people have the right to express themselves the way they feel better, so long as they're not contravening any law. Yeah. As for VDM, I think the guy is 50-50 for me, right? So for when he started with dragging cosmetics, fake cosmetics dealers, people who would take people's monies and not actually give them what they paid for, people who sell products that's not certified by NAFDAC, he was doing well. But however, I will fault the part where he usually forgets respect when he's presenting these cases. Sometimes I feel he gets in his feeling and forgets that certain things you say can land you in trouble. That's where I see it. For Don Jazzy can decide to give anybody money. Don Jazzy can decide to give an armed robber money. It's his money. If the armed robber is his brother or is his friend, and they've tried and the person is not changing, and he decides to give the armed robber money, it's his money, he decides what he does with it. But that even still shows that Don Jazzy is someone that everyone should emulate. There's no judgment. You can't judge a person until you wear the shoe that they are wearing, you know. So what I will actually say is, for that guy, what he has said is the lifestyle of most Nigerians. Is the lifestyle of, we want to, because I know Tokwe, if they're dragging Tokwe now, Tokwe can say, have you seen me on Instablog? I will try to go and defend her. No, she's not like this, even though I know, you know. So we are like that naturally.
I think we should discuss, I want to take Ade from London, and then maybe we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and discuss this selective righteousness, supporting our own. Is it wrong to support our own? Is it wrong to defend our own? And, you know, how we should be guided about what we say and how what you say might come back to haunt you. We'll talk more about all of that. Ade, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you, TMO. Ade from UK.
Good to have you join us.
I want to appreciate everybody. I'm the first time.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Though I've been following the program for years. I would love to actually make comments about the BDM and everything. I think obviously the fact is we understand them from very, very obvious stuff that might not really be affecting the morality of our culture the way we approach things. But the fact remains, sometimes we need to take forth the message, but sometimes not the messenger, particularly when the message is up. Now, factually about Bobrisky, there is nothing in our body to support a stance in that. And so when anybody is speaking against people supporting him with their finances or not, the person is trying to speak against it because our society is not the support. And as well, what Don Jazzy did contributed to GDM NGO. There is an NGO at least for nothing. I've seen one of the here, you do a ball or something. If somebody is supporting that, that's a good cause that is supporting. So when we are talking about this, yes, we understand. A person, I'm not a big fan of how he might be reading and sometimes. But when somebody is doing something good and people are supporting it, or probably somebody is thinking indicated in our system, yes, of seeing it might not be right, but it is a good way to actually explain some of those things. So I think we don't need to react the negative. We have done that in supporting ability.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ade. Thank you for calling to the show. I want us to move away from discussing VDM, the 100 million. Don Jazzy is a private citizen. He earned his money and is entitled to how he wants to spend his money. VDM is a Nigerian citizen. He's on social media. He has the right to express himself. Those that have anything against him can take him to court. For me, I want to talk more about the underlying issues that we see, that people, the speed with which somebody can just come out and do something crazy or something silly or just, and then trend, and then everybody will start following. Like the Nigerians seem to have like very short, anything, any cruise, let's just catch cruise. Anybody can just come up today and say, oh, I'm TMO and right now I am defending prostitutes, or I am speaking, and then they'll just leave everything they are doing and start chasing or following whatever I put into their faces. I feel very worried about it. I feel like Nigerians are allowing themselves get easily distracted from what is most important: nation building, personal development, you know, transforming our life, holding ourselves and holding our leaders accountable. Those are the things that we should be focusing our attention on, and not these things. But you said something very important, which is what we're going to dig into further. Why is it that Nigerians struggle to criticize politicians, leaders, corrupt people who are close to them? I'll take this call. Anima, you'll be the one to take a stab at it. Tunde, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Tunde calling from Lagos.
Welcome today. Welcome to the show.
Yes, yes. Well done for the good work you people are doing now.
Thank you.
Very, very good. Last week, I was about going to work. Then I think the TV to the station. So I couldn't go to work again. I said I want to participate. But I tried. I didn't get it.
We're happy to have you here now.
I was very, very painful because we were discussing something very concerned about me and my family. Then, I think you discussed about the girl child last week, if I can remember. Celebrating our girl child.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think what you did last week, yeah. Yeah, well done. Well done for the good work I said. I want to commend you girls that you are doing good work.
Thank you.
Because when I see ladies, when I see ladies gathering like this and be talking, then I don't put my bed. I see you people that you are thinking out something good to people. So I want to greet you once more again. I'm the first-time caller.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I just have a question to ask. You said something about this gas.
Very dark man.
Yeah. You are talking about Nico company. Are they the one that is converting the gas to petrol to gas?
No, oh, okay. He's not talking about very dark man. He's talking about the gas that exploded, CNG. What I think what Nima mentioned earlier was that a lot of NIMCO facilities are already upgrading themselves, are already upgraded to serve as CNG points. So, and they might also have a few of them that have ability to help to do conversion, and that we should always do conversion at the right places so that we avoid substandard products that can lead to explosion. So that was the conversation. All right, Nima, how can someone, is it a struggle? I mean, even me, I sometimes question myself, like, how do you criticize close to whom?
Okay, so if you know me personally, I can like you this morning and still criticize you tomorrow morning, and I still like you next tomorrow. Criticizing an action doesn't mean criticizing the person. So you need to be a terrible person, character-wise, totally unreliable. You have no integrity for me to come and hate your person. But your actions, that I can do any day, anytime, any weather. And I take it to when things I do. I'm someone who, growing up, had to be bashed a lot about, things, values were pumped in. And I live like that. I live like I have a structure. I don't rush out. If I give you my word, no matter how inconvenient, I'll do it. If it becomes unbearable to do, I'll have to have that conversation. I don't just disappear on you. The way I have to be accountable. My parents did not joke about it. So you see me, some people say she's just too, I think they worry, they find something ease out. So I'm learning that as I grow older, but that's not who I am. So bashing people up for their actions, especially politicians, is something I do, and that's why I love my job here every day. So I can like a politician today because he has done something to ease. Governor Sanwo-Olu, for instance, I have just praised him for railway some weeks back, and I bashed him for housing under the same state. It's not somebody that I hate. It's the policies that he's pushing as a governor and all of that. And I remembered when BRF was governor, I sat on the show, even when he was live with us, I bashed him seriously for abandoning the section of Lagos I lived in, for thinking he did. And he said it was in phases that the developments were coming. Now that I'm enjoying the development, I have not gone back to take my words, because it was under the present governor that most of those things were finalized. But I bashed him constantly. And so, bashing politicians...
He's not related to you.
He's not. But
that's the question.
If he's my relative, it's even better. It is even better. Some of my relatives, close first cousins, can't stand me today because we had this.
Called them
clash.
out.
You will call out. my immediate younger brother would say, it's Sadi Master, she know they slow down. I bash. That's the way I am wired. And my husband thinks, can soften up. They are relatives. But that's how I'm wired. And I think that we must learn to call things out for what they are. They don't change because they are family members. It's even worse. What I would not stand, I always say to me, don't let me be called to a police station because of my relative. The thing I go do, you know, good like them. You know? So give them your standards because they are your relative. It's even a higher standard. There's something called the family name. Yeah. There's something called reputation, a family pedigree, that you don't want to allow somebody to spoil. And so if we call out our loved ones when they are in position, we'll all be better off for it.
I'm going to put Ramatu on the spot about this money matter and collecting money from people, because the way she just said, I'll collect the money. People say, oh, leave Ramatu, she's being honest. I'll put her on the spot when we come back from this break. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
TVC Communications, Nigeria's leading independent broadcast company, has been officially designated as a great place to work. Over the past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results. I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to stay.
Close the show, Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym, though. You're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
This is. That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with you.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. We're still on Your View. It's our Friday show, and we have moved away from celebrity gist to talking about the impact of our selective justice, selective criticism, and psychophancy that seem to be rife amongst us. And I asked Nema a question about how difficult it is for Nigerians. And I know because it is easy for her to say yes, because I know she does it. But majority of Nigerians struggle with giving feedback. They struggle with calling out people close to them that have done something wrong. So everybody is corrupt until the person is your cousin. Or he's a thief, he's our own, he's our family member. It's the same thing that happened with the cases of rape or cases of, when they say, your husband, no, you cannot go and report your husband. But what he did is a crime because it's close to home. We struggle with being able to get justice in those kind of cases. So, Ramata, I was going to put you on the spot. You said you wanted to, let me let you first answer the question I posed concerning how Nigerians struggle with giving accurate feedback to relatives.
Yeah, so
why do you think we struggle with it?
I think we struggle with it because we care about that person. We don't want to hurt that person. And we can see how much the person is working so hard to make sure that, they deliver and all. I remember I used to have a friend that was once, these are our SUG government stuff in school, and they gave her a certain position. So I used to be very blunt then. I can tell you how it is. Anyhow, I'll just say it as it is. So she was able to get us to, okay, you, please, anytime I'm going this way, call me out. And then she got the people that, that are liberal and all. So at some point, anytime she does something, I'll go and tell her, no, it's wrong. Don't do this, don't do that. Outrightly, I was always telling her bluntly and everything. And I'll keep talking about it, keep talking about it and all. At some point, she got really upset. And she was like, I'm trying to force my own view and opinion on her. And then it became a very, it started becoming a bit toxic. So I had to withdraw from that kind of thing. She was very close to me. We were good friends and all. That affected our relationship and our friendship and all. But instead of taking it the other way around, I sat down and I asked myself, maybe there's a better way to, send this message out there instead of the way I was doing it, harshly, like that. So I started doing it this way. After some time, I called her and then we sat down, we talked, and I apologized that, okay, the way I've been saying it is maybe it has been harsh and all of that. So what I started doing was, if I see that there's a problem, I go to talk to her and I listen. The last time, there was a time I said, listening is a very powerful skill. When you sit down and you listen to someone, you just allow the person talk without you, interrupting the person. Just listen and allow the person talk. You don't have to reply at that moment. You can take your time and reply. So what I did was, I'll sit down, I'll listen to her. She'll finish saying everything. And then I'll tell her that, okay, I'm going to give her a response maybe in 30 minutes time or the next day. I'll go articulate, think about ways of how I can relay the message to her. And I'll come back and I'll relay the message to her. And she will take it in good faith. And that was how she was doing. And she was able to handle...
You made your approach less
aggressive.
Less aggressive,
yes. Because, when they are there, they won't know all these things. They won't even know that what they are doing is really wrong. And that's what happens to politicians. They don't even know that some of the things that they are doing are not really right. So, but the way you talk to them, the way you tell them matters a lot. If you do it bluntly, no, I'm calling you out and all of that, they won't listen.
You might not
lose.
You might not be able to achieve the results you want because
so
of the way you delivered it. We have David calling in on the show. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
This is actually my first time calling.
Good to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, ma'am. So I have been following this show for quite some time, and I can see for a fact that what you do is actually good.
I can't hear you so well.
Yes. So I quickly want to talk about, you mentioned the issue of very man and spoke about community, spoke about John Happy. I quickly say something that, if you don't mind.
David, he's not clear. It's really not clear. So sad. So over to you, Abigail.
I think what we practice in Nigeria is you don't talk while you're eating. Most people won't talk.
But that's the rule now.
So that's where integrity is tested through fire.
So you can be eating. Hold on. Let me ask this question.
Bad table
So
manners.
are you saying that Nigerians have good table manners and that we should start deploying a bit of bad table manners, not that we should push the food away? So let me give you context. The food now is the money you get from these benefactors or something. So what's the opinion of some people is push the food away so that you can speak your mind freely. And some Nigerians will be like, I'm hungry. Let me be eating the food. But then, because I'm eating, I should not talk. But are you going to eat and talk, or you advise push the food away, or you say eat the food and be talking? Which one are you?
So because of the political system, I cannot give a yes or no answer here because cases differ.
Yeah.
Yes, if there's a murder case, it's different from maybe you make a mistake, and we all make mistakes.
Okay.
So a lot of Nigerians are very selective. And with our politicians, I'll say it clearly that most of them, as they are assuming office, they have a media team that is paid to defend them. So because they're on a payroll, whether you like it or not, whether your guy is doing anyhow, you will see them swamping up on comment section, trying to defend what cannot be defended. So that's it. And you can see most of these people, you want them to talk to the politicians. They don't even have access to these politicians. Is it the Agbero boy or somebody somewhere in the east that will have access to go and say, okay, Oga, I want to see you. This thing you're doing, I don't like it. Yeah. No. So most of these guys don't even have access to the people that they are defending. They are just defending because I is my person. I'll say something. People experience people differently. Yeah. So you can be a good person to me and the other person will see you as a bad person.
Yeah.
So if the person is talking about the bad stuff you've done to the person, I can't relate. I can't relate.
Very valid.
So, and if they see the two of us outside, they say, see this one, as if you don't know that this person is bad. I can't relate. And you can't expect me to come out and start speaking or talking with you or siding with you when I don't even know what you're talking about. Do you understand? Some of these politicians, whether you like it or not, what that Kogi boy said, they will take from your money, the bulk of your money, and give you 1%. But because you've not eaten a day, if maybe you do 001, and then you now see somebody that feeds you morning, afternoon, night, you think is doing everything. Yeah. That's why we make excuses for politicians. Say, after all, the other people, they can't chop, go. This one try do borehole, or this one try do road. So we make excuses for these things.
So true.
Human beings, we are very dynamic. We are very different in our ideologies, in our moralities, in everything we believe in. And so we approach life differently. You know, there are certain people who, I'm sure we saw somebody who returned.
A good politician. You know that she has done like this. She has done the more you look, the less you see.
One of the good ethics of being a broadcaster is balance. You have to be somewhere, you know. So what I feel is we have people that have this integrity, but most times it's really tested. And is it the hungry man that will see money and say, okay, I will not do this job?
That's why you should follow my example. Stop these table manners. Eat the food, but speak when you are eating. I feel that
it doesn't work.
Let me take this call, then I will give you my opinion. It is possible. You can eat and be talking. We all do it in our houses. George, welcome to the show from Agbado. Good to have you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is
we have a lot of first timers today. Welcome. Good to have you here.
I don't have the interest of calling. I've been calling all the way. I'll get people today. Not from tonight. As Lama have said concerning the 100 million, very dark man. Because you don't know who wants to be. Nobody, no one, like me, don't know who was on the issue of Salam family began to roll.
I'm struggling to hear you.
When just like him, what brought him up to live life was the issue of the filling of Egypt with the Tayo. Then, from there, I begin to become minister under right.
So sorry, George, and it's your first time calling, but we struggle to hear you. Like I said, we've moved on from the very dark man and Don Jazzy's situation. I don't think it is in the scope of what is happening in Nigeria right now. It's not our most important topic. I feel what is most important is the fact that our politicians have loads of special advisors. Our politicians have loads of
food soldiers,
people around them that I feel they should know the truth. But based on the reality on ground, I do not think many of them know the truth. And it's because the people around them are very, very good with table manners. They are eating, and so they are quiet. And the expectation that we have is that even as you are eating, express the fact that this food they are giving me, I am one among 1 million that can get it. So when they share those bags of rice and they drop it in local government, you give a local government maybe 100 bags of rice, or let's even say 1,000 bags of rice. How many people will get that rice? But the people closest to the chairman or closest to those in power, because they have gotten that Congo or they've gotten that paint bucket, they will say the chairman is doing well and hail the chairman, but you know somebody around you that is hungry that cannot get it. It cannot go round. It cannot go round. So why don't we deploy effort into where it can go round? A lot of the psychophancy is why we are where we are. And our politicians don't like to hear the truth as well. That's another side of the story. But I feel that we need to become more, expressive of what is going on. And like Ramatu said, don't just come out and say, oh, this governor, you are useless. This local government chairman, and start insulting and throwing bad language everywhere. You can achieve advocacy without insulting anybody. You can speak up for what is right or speak against what is wrong without throwing insult and defamation. With facts, back up what you're saying, hold people accountable, and then we can start having a better country.
Okay, so let me add something. Like, I've seen it play out on X. If you are very active on X, you see these kind of things. Before politicians come, when they are campaigning, you will see a lot of people coming out and speaking against. You will start following. Some people follow them because of the way that, they express themselves. They will be talking against maybe a particular politician and everything. And then all of a sudden, the politician comes on board, and then the next thing you start seeing them, they start being for that politician. They start talking good things about the politician, start campaigning and start, in fact, insulting people. No, don't say this about my candidate. Don't say this about my candidates and all. It's because right now, at some point, we now realize that some of them, they've brought them on board. They may now be special advisor to that particular politician that the person has been talking down on. You see, they are now special advisor to that particular politician, and now they are not ready to hear anything, any bad thing about that politician. Instead of listening, taking that feedback and going back to your boss and, tell him this is what people
are saying. For Twitter. As in X, the conversion, if you go back and check their posts in 2020, 2022,
it doesn't correlate.
And you're hearing them now, you're wondering, is it the same person? It's really sad that people can talk like this. They will say both sides.
Immediately they get the appointment, the story changes.
I'd like that people just stand for and don't stand for what they don't stand for. They say, dodo leso dodo. It's difficult to criticize someone who feeds you. You don't see oil work for oil station. You go chop where your needs are and that kind of thing. So it's how do I say it? It takes us back. It's why we are where we are. It's why we are like this. We add sentiments. So I can gift you something when I'm in position. I don't need to be giving only you. I'm not in position for only you. I'm in position for a lot of people. So even when you're holding that thing, you're ready to give it back for the better good. You're saying, yes, you blessed me, but now you're in office. It is the school for the children of everybody, the hospital for everybody. Because if you continue to give only me, and I'm always praying for private hospital, if you go and died, you are not there to give. It's not like you don't want to give me again. No. It's not like you used to choke my eye, but you're no longer alive. You're not just there.
But you have left power.
And then the private hospital say, Auntie, The person that is paying for you is no longer there. Even husbands that are taking care of wife, they die. The HMO might not extend to their wives, and that's the reality. And we must face that reality. You know, that personal relationship and personal gifting is not for the betterment of everybody, and it will eventually come around. You know, it will eventually come around. Except all of us are stealing. As you are stealing for me too, I'm stealing for the next generation.
But the one is now left.
But that's where we are.
We finished chopping the country. We are finished the national cake.
So instead of that, make the hospital accessible for everybody. Do a health plan that everybody can afford, so that everybody will go there with their dignity and healed.
Kidney transplant for one person.
Yes.
Doing
raising 100 million
to do surgery for one person when we can help.
End hunger protesters are still in detention. Some of them. Yeah. And they're looking for ways to meet their bill. It's not the 500 million civil suits that have not been awarded.
That we're contributing
for. We can also prepare and help those people. You know, there are many other charities that we can do.
Endurance, welcome to the show. Good morning. Oh, we lost Endurance. All right, Abigail, you have the floor.
Yeah, so one thing with the politicians, you know, poverty is the highest weapon they have. They weaponize poverty, so they are able to control.
But we allow them.
We allow them.
But they said a man who is down needs fear no fall. So if that's your only way, now,
which is why the advice
I'm not
is
giving
good.
excuses for
Which
them.
is why the advice is good.
But if you look at us, let's even leave the politicians. Even in our day-to-day life, you see that we've lost our moral compass.
Yes,
we don't have good moral compass. That's why somebody can inflate the cost of something just because they want to make extra profit. They don't care whether you have the money or not. That's why an Iyaloja would tell somebody who wants to sell cheaper than the other union members that you cannot sell in this market if you want to sell lower than the next person. We've lost our moral compass. And that is a lot of work.
That is debatable.
We have.
No, that's
not general. But
so in the market, prices are regulated so that one person is not deliberately putting out the other people. So if we source this cup at a particular price and I go and source it cheaper, and I'm selling at this price, the other people's products will expire in their shops.
Yes.
That's the purpose of regulating the price.
But most of the time, it is.
So there's abuse both ways.
There is, okay, but it's still arguable. Because if you buy egg for 4,000 in this store, in the same market, you can buy for 3,900. So where is it? Everybody has, is you trying to inflate, overinflate?
Let me take Ayo's call and then I'll come to you. Yes, we should have that conversation. Look, something is going on. So you know there's something that happens when your friend, you know, maybe your friend just gets an appointment and then immediately your friend gets an appointment. Her hair is perfect, her leg is good, her fashion sense makes sense. The way she carries bag, nobody carries bag like you. You now start hailing the person because you want to still be in good books with that person. Your cousin, uncle became governor, you will start greeting the uncle, uncle saying, no, but they don't like you. We are the ones that like you. We are your family members and all of that. Those are the things that I'm saying we should desist from doing. There was a video, especially for Wike, and Wike actually is a very active minister, especially even within Abuja. Even when he was in Rivers State, there were lots of projects for him that he could show up for. As he's doing in Abuja. But when you see videos of Wike that have surfaced from back then when he was speaking against injustice being meted out to governors and talking about how nobody should feel like you can override a governor, and you are seeing, Uncle, you just said this cup is cream. And we have video evidence that you say the cup is cream. How come today you are saying the cup is blue and we can all see that the cup is cream? Like everybody can see the cup is cream and you said it was cream just 2 years ago. What happened between 2 years and now? Political appointments. Or like we don't know. So we have those video evidence. With Reno Online, we've seen Reno criticize, and then now he's saying, we've seen, you know, so we've seen, so it is those kind of things that now make people worried that, I'm not going to come and die for anybody. The people that I'm following online, that they are shouting and saying, let's enter the streets, let's go and protest. Tomorrow now they collect political appointment. The person that got shots on the way is the one that will die. So that's where the bedrock of that seeming greed or selfishness came from. Everybody is now fighting for themselves.
You have to die for something. We are going to all the Canada, we are going to all the Europe. If you know what Europe was like in those days, or how how the Europeans got to America. Was America a paradise? Somebody died for those places. Yes. But we don't want to die.
We don't want
but we want a country. We want our country to overnight.
So, let me take Ayo. He has called back. We lost his call earlier.
And once again, we're not moving forward.
This is not us. This is your network thereabouts. All right.
This country will only move forward if we're able to hold
we need to stick to our values.
Yes, and then politicians they will convict those politicians and make sure that they face. If you say a politician did something wrong, make sure that you convict that politician and make sure the politician goes to jail. But where nobody is holding anybody, when you start hearing, you hear that we're after this person, and then after some time the thing just dies down. Everybody will just take laws into their hands and do whatever they like, and that's what's happening. Everybody is doing what they like.
I remember that they were saying that under the last administration that our former president, anytime anybody complains, they will say it is opposition, it is sponsored. It is because, and the president actually said it, he believes it. So imagine if you begin to believe that every feedback you get is from people that hate you and are attacking you, then you are unable to grow. So, and feedback helps you to become better, you know, at what you're doing.
I just want to compare that to what we say that love is blind. You know, when you're in a relationship and you love someone, you don't see all those red flags when they are telling you. So all of a sudden, I'm admiring this friend because the person has a political appointment and I might not want to criticize the person and all that. You're blinded because of the things or your closeness with the person.
You're giving them, that makes sense, that makes sense. Let me take Titus from Kogi. Mrs. Titus, welcome to the show.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Sister Tope.
Good morning.
Yes, they used to, about the rice that we are talking about. Will a cup, tin milk of a rice be enough for one person? Think of family, these people in the room. A cup. They gave me 1 cup of rice sometime this year. So that thing is telling me, I've been trying to call your line until this morning. I was watching you now. So it is better that maybe they should still help us with the poor in the land.
So what are you saying? I'm trying to understand. You said, okay.
He's talking about government.
Government interventions.
Hungry.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
hunger in the town.
Sharing this palliative. They will just give you only 1 cup of the rice. 1 cup. 1 cup. Not 1.5 or one. And not 1 mudu.
Where?
In Kogi here, Yabai. They gave me 1. I even said that maybe I have 100. I could have sent it.
And you took it, ma?
She took it though. She said she's hungry.
And you took the rice.
What will I do? I kept it for some time.
That's what we are saying.
Later. I was not even at home. They dropped it for me.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Titus, for calling.
Abigail, she pour that rice away.
She cannot pour the rice away.
You're asking her she took the rice. You didn't want her to take the rice.
But see,
I wanted to even.
We should get to a point. That rice, how long did it last you?
At least.
We should get to a point when they come with their rice. You pursue them with the rice. Pour them water. I'm not inciting violence anyway. But reject it.
Now.
Reject it before they say
not violent.
They'll not say Abigail and pour water.
In those days, they will use broom to sweep the bad luck. And
so reject them because how many? Even if you're giving too bad,
but imagine if
because they didn't bring you a solution. See, there was something they did during COVID at Abule that broke my heart. So I have a woman close to me that's a friend who sells at the bus stop at Abule. They came with this van full of food and their cameras and made all the market women queue. And then they stood as if they were starting. And they took videos and they were giving up to 5 people. She was at number 20. And they gave, and they did videos and they did that. And then they did the car drove past. And she didn't know, the people here just went with the car and all the rest people just opened their mouth. Till date, she says that story over and over again. How they came, they did a video of them and they went away. If everybody said, what are you people giving us? Find our houses, know our address and all of those things. Even the people that they took to their addresses, there was one that the measurement came in, not reach one the recovery. They just were doing the packaging. So a lot of rubbish happens with this. That it should be a measure that we must now stand against.
I want to
that's
come
not
back
the way
to this,
to focus.
the idea of reject the one Derricka. Let me take Sally from Abeokuta. Good morning, Sally. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, it's my pleasure to join you this morning. It's my first call.
You're a first timer too. Welcome to the show. We've gotten a lot of first time callers today.
Of course, they come in.
It's quite an interesting topic on the
Thank
government
you.
and what's happening within the system. You guys are doing greatly. Honestly, in Nigeria, not happen to any one of us.
Amen.
You can see what the woman that just called recently mentioned, the top of rise. And it's obviously ridiculous. So all the things you are saying about the internet, all this bullying and all those things, people will fight back. And sometimes the way they fight back is the option they have, the social media. So maybe this enlightenment will keep us better on how to fight the government or to express ourselves. Everything is messed up. So, and an hungry man is an angry man. Yes, there's a lot of correlation in what you guys are discussing about, especially you mentioned if somebody from my family is doing something wrong, or let me say somebody that has passion for is a politician, it's almost related. You want to defend it, but we are suffering from it. So the campaign must be more, and I thank God for some of these radio stations and TV stations like you guys, the TVC, exposing us to what we need to know about what is going on within us. So a lot of Nigerians are suffering. I was seeing on your station this morning that an accident happened in the north, and over 100 people died, or 170 people died in the fire. I've not really listened to the news, but I know that people want to.
They went to scoop the fuel. That was what happened. See, at the end of the day, if what you get from the government as palliative in a year or even in a quarter is a cup of rice or a 1 kg of rice that is not enough to last your family 1 week or 2 weeks, you might as well, you survive with just that for 1 week and 2 weeks, and you're still alive till the next quarter. It means if you say no,
you will not die.
You will not die.
You will not.
And if you say no, and you consistently say no for 2 quarters, 3 quarters, they will realize that these people are not going to be bought with this small thing. And then they will start giving real interventions. Because as long as they feel that that's money, like right now, they are going to be doing direct transfer of 20 million naira will be transferred directly into, or 20 billion, I think, will be transferred as 10,000 naira. So if 10,000 naira hits the account of someone, yes, it will seem like you have given me something. But what you're giving me, when not consistent,
it's not going
to change my life. What I want to do is I want my life to change. So if I reject that money or I reject that food, it might seem like temporary suffer, but I'm suffering temporarily for the long-term benefits, not just of myself, but for everybody. And it will start with the politicians. I'm not talking about the high politicians. So I'm saying the politicians, the world level politicians. I'm saying that that's
this thing you just said there. This thing you just said, that if everybody can just reject that rice, it will be. But I will tell you that there are some people that will not reject it. They'll say, okay, you, if you don't want to, me, I'm going to go and get it.
No,
and that is
we agree that there will always be those
from.
who will not reject it.
Yes.
And I wanted to say that it's in every case that we've been focusing on politicians. What about mothers who are totally dependent on their husbands, and the husband is abusive of their children sexually in the home? The mother will excuse it.
Someone love is blind.
Some will send their kids. So we need to see the habit of not calling what is bad is how society got here. You know, when Yahoo started, it was a bad thing. 419 was bad, Yahoo was not bad. It was repatriation of funds. Now, it is bad. See our society. House rent is expensive because when a normal salary earner is pricing it down, Yahoo boy buys it out. Landlords are looking for Yahoo boys. Car sellers are looking for Yahoo boys. Realtors are looking for Yahoo boys. Our society is where it is today. We are losing value for our money, for losing our morals and our values. So, please, we need to stand for, at some point, we need to stand for something. We envy the nations who have something they stand for. You know how corrupt the UK is? But because, yes. I'm not saying past.
I'm saying even in the...
I'm saying really presently, it's system. An average British person is as corrupt as what you call African. An American is as corrupt as us. But what weeds out bad things is a system. That there are people who have stood for a value and put in the system that ensures that this value, no matter what, it must work. That's why they are the countries that we envy. Not that they are better off. If we leave them, should be the one, they did an insurrection the other time.
Yes, no.
So they too, they are wired like that. But because there's a system, even though that was done and started by a president, there was a system that called that president. How many ex-presidents do you see standing up for any past misdeeds in office? They go into the Grand Council. So we need to have a system that weeds out, and we need to stand for those values so that we can identify it in anything we see. Starting from within the house, within our families outside.
Yeah. I would just like to mention this because we are hearing the fine on VDM, and we've forgotten the other aspects of what brought about the fine. Our justice system, a lot of persons have questioned it. I think our judges and our legal team should remedy themselves because people no longer trust in the justice system. EFCC was mentioned in this whole case. They said they're investigating. The public will want to know what's the outcome of the investigation.
Exactly.
The Godfather that was spoken about, let's know. You know why? That's where it starts. Let's not just end at 500 million.
The Minister of Interior also
every
said,
other person,
that's
should
a
give us
personal
the
matter.
report.
That's the point.
We want to know.
The federal government will do their job, but a personal matter between VDM and Falana must continue.
Yes, so at the end of the day, we have gotten a government based on what we have accepted and we are continuing to accept. So when we want a different outcome, we change the inputs. And by God's grace, we'll be able to do that in this same administration. That's what we can take on today's show. In our lifetime, yes. Tomorrow, you'll be joining the ladies of Pigeon, your view Pigeon ladies. Yeah, they'll be on the show tomorrow. But from us here, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.